everyone. Welcome to Live Interactive English. I'm Mike, or I should say, je m'appelle Michel.
Je m'appelle Karen.
There you go.
And today we are looking at part 1 of Marseille. Street art, sea views, and ancient treasures. So Marseille is a city in France, right? Yep.
And
I think maybe not too many people know about it.
Okay, yeah, well it's the Gauchung of France.
It's kind of like Gauchung.
It's in the south. It's a big port town, a big port city on the Mediterranean Sea. And you're right, it's not as famous as Paris, but it's very different from Paris. So if you ever get to go to Marseille, you can expect much warmer weather, a much more multicultural kind of place. It has a lot of African influence as well, since it's near Morocco and Algeria and places like that. But it's a wonderful town to go to. And yeah, it's very hip, it's very cool. I think Paris is a little more sort of, you know, old-fashioned and a little more traditional. Marseille is much younger and fresher and exciting. If you've ever seen any of those taxi movies with the great car chases and stuff, those are all in Marseille.
No way! Wow! So our title here, street art, sea views, and ancient treasures are all the things that we can see in this city. And that would be very, very different from Paris, right?
Absolutely. And the good news is, though, it's just a few hours away on a high-speed train. So if you ever do get to go to Paris, a trip to Marseille for maybe 3 or 4 days wouldn't be too tough. And it would be a really interesting comparison, a really interesting different side of modern France to go down.
That sounds like a beautiful place. I would definitely want to check it out.
Nice weather too.
How about let's learn about it today?
Marseille, a historic city in southern France, delivers a lovely mix of Mediterranean charm and exciting urban culture. With its gentle winters and hot summers, Marseille is popular all year round. What's more, the city's wide range of things to do and see will interest travelers of all kinds. Start your journey by exploring the Museum of European and Mediterranean Civilization, MUCEM, MUSEM, and Fort Saint-Jean. These architectural wonders contain brilliant exhibitions and have wonderful views of the sea.
So we are looking at part 1 of Marseille, street art, sea views, and ancient treasures. And from all the things that you talked about, I really, really want to see what Marseille is like.
I think you will definitely like it. Yeah, we should point out that since it's a French word, you have to be careful with how you pronounce it. Those L's, especially in the middle, they are silent. So it's not Marseille, it's Marseille, like I say your name or something like that. Marseille, a historic city in southern France, delivers a lovely mix of Mediterranean charm and exciting urban culture. There you go. So it is a very old historic city. The Romans, I think, actually settled it. It used to be called Massilia, and they've just changed the name a little bit to Marseille, but it's been there for thousands of years, and we know that because it's described as historic. Something historic is old and famous and important when we study history, all right? So the gates, the Baymen and Dongmen and those things around Taipei, those are historic buildings. Right. And if you want to find a lot of historic buildings, you can go to Europe, these older countries, Japan. Osaka Castle is a very historic building that a lot of people might have seen in Japan. We can also talk about historic writings or historic people that are important, or books or things from the past that are important and interesting in history. For example, the historic building was built in the 19th century, so it's around 200 years old, obviously from history and important. And it also has charm.
That is right.
You have charm too.
Thank you. You have charm too.
Stop.
So charm is a noun. So basically, it just means like the power or quality of attracting or fascinating others. You make people go, wow, I really like you. So for example, Will fell in love with the town because of its charm. There's a lot of things that attract him, right?
Yep. Absolutely. It's cute, it's pretty, it's just something that you like for a bunch of different reasons. And it's also a big urban center, something that's urban. This adjective talks about cities. We can talk about urban being of the city or near the city, or rural, which would be the countryside. So tall buildings, subways, lots of cars, those are urban types of things. Farms or forests or, clear air in the mountains, that's more of a rural thing, R-U-R-A-L. But yes, a big city like Marseille, it's the second biggest city in France, actually.
Oh, is it?
So it's definitely a big urban area. For example, traffic is a major problem in urban areas. Traffic, pollution, too many people, that kind of stuff.
Taipei City
is very urban, yes.
Okay, let's continue learning about Marseille. With its gentle winters and hot summers, Marseille is popular all year round. Okay, so the winters are actually not that cold, right?
Right, yeah.
And hot summers, so just listening by that, I think the weather is very, very warm. And then during the summertime, people like to visit and they feel comfortable, right? And what's more, the city's wide range of things to do and see will interest travelers of all kinds. So there's not only one type of thing that you can do. There's like so many different types of variety of things that you can do that would attract the travelers. So what's a traveler? A traveler, that is a noun, that is just a person that travels, that goes from place to learn about different countries and cities. So for example, the cafe is a popular spot for both travelers and locals. And locals are the people who are from there.
That's right, the people who live there. Travelers could be tourists, of course. If you're on holiday, you're a traveler, but it could also be a business person, business travelers. So basically people who are going places away from their hometown. Back to the article, start your journey by exploring the Museum of European and Mediterranean Civilization, or as the locals would call it, MUCEM. And also Fort Saint-Jean, St. John's Fort or castle or something like that. These two older buildings, or at least the museum has a lot of old things. The fort is an old building. These architectural wonders contain brilliant exhibitions and have wonderful views of the sea. So as we said, it's a port town. It's right there on the Mediterranean. If you want to learn, for example, about the Roman history, going way back, the museum would obviously be a great place to go and to begin your journey.
That's
Sounds
right.
like a great idea. And another great idea is taking a break so we can go and have a croissant.
Oh, I love
café au
croissants.
lait.
That's right.
Or something like that. We'll take a quick break and then we'll be back.
See you in a bit.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。这次要介绍的旅游地点是马赛 （Marseille），它是一个位于南法、历史悠久的城市。那这个地方融合了地中海魅力，还有都市文化。当地的气候是冬天温暖，夏天炎热。一年四季都很受欢迎。城市里面有各式各样可以看、可以做的事，吸引着旅客。那课文就建议我们可以从这个欧洲和地中海文明博物馆，还有这个圣让堡展开旅程。这边可以欣赏到精彩的展览，还有绝美的海景。单字 historic 它是形容具有历史意义的或是历史性的。要注意另外一个形容词 historical 则是形容历史上的、描述历史的。再来 charm 当名词表示魅力、吸引力，它的形容词 charming 就是可爱迷人的。那么 urban 它表示都市、城市的。那么 Mike 老师提到 rural 这个字 R-U-R-A-L， 那么 rural 它是形容乡村的、农村的。再看到 traveler 它表示旅客或是旅人，是个名词。那么接回到课文中。
Close by, the Marseille Cathedral will impress tourists with its Eastern Roman design and grand scale. In fact, the church is one of the largest cathedrals in France. Next, take a walk around the old port of Marseille, where hip hotels, seafood restaurants, and cute cafes line the waterfront. This place is a popular spot for locals to watch the sunset. From there, head to Le Panier, which is Marseille's oldest quarter. Le Panier is known as the Artists' District, as many art and design studios can be found there. It's no surprise, then, that the district's narrow, street art-filled streets and charming little shops suit this creative environment to a T.
All right, everyone, welcome back. We are continuing our trip around Marseille. We've checked out the museum and Fort Saint-Jean, which is some of the older buildings of Marseille. And as we continue to learn about the history, let's continue to check out some of these impressive old buildings that you'll definitely want to see.
All right, close by, the Marseille Cathedral will impress tourists with its Eastern Roman design and grand scale. When you say grand scale, it just means that it's very impressive or large, very big in size. In fact, the church is one of the largest cathedrals in France. Must be really impressive.
Yeah, France has some pretty impressive cathedrals, and I guess since it's a big city, they have a big church. That makes sense. Next, take a walk around the old port of Marseille, where hip hotels, seafood restaurants, and cute cafes line the waterfront. This place is a popular spot for locals to watch the sunset. And remember I said it's kind of like France's Kaohsiung?
That's right.
This is kind of the same too, right? They've kind of taken the old port, the place where the fishing boats used to stop and unload the fish. Now they don't use it so much, but they fixed it up. They've turned it into a hot spot for tourists. And some of the old buildings have been fixed up, and now there are coffee shops, probably little stores, maybe art galleries, cool places like that. So a wonderful place to go. And if you're an Instagrammer, you'll probably be in heaven because there are so many cool things to see and do and take pictures of.
So from there, head to Le Panier, which is Marseille's oldest quarter. Le Panier is known as the Artist District, as many art and design studios can be found there. And this is the art aspect of this place, right?
Yes, it
so
is.
Studio, that is a noun. It's like a working space for maybe like a photographer or an artist. It's just like maybe it could be like a small working space. This is where they do their art, or sometimes you can also have a dance studio as well. So for example, Lisa signed up for painting classes at a studio close to her house.
Oh, okay. So it's usually a big open space where you can do art. We're working in a studio now.
That's right.
Room for lights and cameras and all that kind of stuff too. So that would be also very interesting, and maybe you can pick up some original art, which would be kind of a cool souvenir to bring home. Back to the article, it says, it's no surprise then that the district's narrow street art-filled streets and charming little shops suit this creative environment to a T. So it's no surprise then that this cool older area with these old buildings that are now used for artistic reasons, there's a lot of street art filling the streets. That might be like cool spray painting art on the sides of buildings and stuff like that. Murals and whatnot. Charming little shops with lots of original art or clothes or jewelry or all sorts of cool stuff. It's very creative. It's a creative environment, and it suits it fits this area to a T. When something fits it or suits it to a T, it's a perfect fit. All right, so it's everything you could imagine, and as I said, very Instagrammable.
That's right.
Yeah. All right, that's the beginning of our trip through Marseille. I think we've learned about a little bit of the history, and we've seen some of the more modern stuff too, but I'm hungry.
Me too.
We've been in France for a whole day now, and I haven't had any food. So.
And France is known for its delicious food, right?
Absolutely. So we're going to be exploring more of Marseille tomorrow and hopefully getting some food. Come back and join us for that. Until then, au revoir.
Is that see you next time?
We'll see you again.
Say it again.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
There you go.
课文接着介绍了马赛主教座堂、马赛旧港，还有这个篓框老城。篓框老城是马赛最古老的一区，它被称为艺术家区，因为那边可以看到许多艺术和设计工作室。 充满街头艺术的这种狭窄街道，还有迷人的小店，非常适合这个充满创意的环境。这样的组合一点都不令人惊讶，相信那里一定非常适合拍照上传 IG。Mike 老师刚刚用到 Instagrammable。它就是在 Instagram 后面加上形容词字尾 able， 合在一起就可以形容是值得上传 IG 的，值得发 IG 照的。好，那么在讲到这个街头艺术时，老师也有提到 spray painting， 就是喷漆画，还有提到 mural， 那则是指壁画。好，再看到单字 studio， 它表示工作室，也可以指向舞蹈练习室啊、摄影棚啊，或是录音室等等。我们也补充一下，刚刚在讲到港口渔港时 ，Mike 老师有用到 unload 这个动词 ，unload，unload 表示卸货。好，那这3个重点，我们进入文法时间。我们来看第一个重点是 impress somebody with something， 这表示以什么让某人刮目相看。动词 impress 就是指说给什么留下深刻印象啊，使什么钦佩，常常就会用 impress somebody with something， 或者是 it impresses somebody 加上 that 子句来表达。举例来说 ，Amy impressed everyone with her powerful singing voice。Amy 以爆发力十足的歌声给大家留下深刻的印象。第二个重点是 as 的用法。那首先 as 可以当介系词来表达当做或是作为什么的身份，例如 they treat him as part of the family， 他们把他当作家人一样对待。那第二个我们可以用 as 来当连接词去表达因为由于怎么样，也可以表达正当什么什么的时候，或是表达如同什么什么。看2个例句 Kate doesn't eat meat as she is a vegetarian. Kate 不吃肉，因为她吃素。They arrived as I was leaving. 正当我离开时，他们就抵达了。好，那第3个重点是 it's no surprise 加上 that 子句是表达什么什么并不足为奇，什么并不令人意外。这时候句型里的 it 是虚主词，用来代替后面真正的主词 that 子句。还有要注意 surprise 在这边当名词，它是表达意想不到的事。那假设有个同学他上课不认真，考前也不念书，结果考试不及格，这时候可以说It's no surprise that he failed the test. 他考试不及格，并不令人意外。好，那以上这些讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。
Marseille, a historic city in southern France, delivers a lovely mix of Mediterranean charm and exciting urban culture. With its gentle winters and hot summers, Marseille is popular all year round. What's more, the city's wide range of things to do and see will interest travelers of all kinds. Start your journey by exploring the Museum of European and Mediterranean Civilization, MUCEM, MUSEM, and Fort Saint-Jean. These architectural wonders contain brilliant exhibitions and have wonderful views of the sea. Close by, the Marseille Cathedral will impress tourists with its Eastern Roman design and grand scale. In fact, the church is one of the largest cathedrals in France. Next, take a walk around the old port of Marseille, where hip hotels, seafood restaurants, and cute cafes line the waterfront. This place is a popular spot for locals to watch the sunset. From there, head to Le Panier, which is Marseille's oldest quarter. Le Panier is known as the Artists' District, as many art and design studios can be found there. It's no surprise, then, that the district's narrow, street art-filled streets and charming little shops suit this creative environment to a T.
Hey, 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 it's KiWi on the street. I'm Kiki.
And I'm Winnie. Say, Kiki, if I were a tourist coming to Taiwan and I wanted to say, excuse me, can I use the bathroom? How would I say that?
不好意思，请问我可以借用一下这个厕所吗？
Okay. But I think it's important for us to practice Chinese to English translating.
That's right. So today, let's practice some English translations.
Let's go.
很多台湾的学生呢，当人家问他们说 How's your day? They only know how to say I'm fine, thank you. 有很多要表达的方式可能就有限啊。 那今天我们的这个中翻英的这个 topic 就是 How's your day? Okay, so please pick one， 然后帮我们翻成英文。今天真的是令人愉快的一天。
Today I am I'm having a very happy day.
Today is such a lovely day.
Very good. Very good. Today is such a lovely day. 我今天过得很顺利。
I'm doing great.
I was well today.
I have a good day.
Had a good day.
I enjoy my day a lot.
Okay, yeah, very good.
Today is amazing.
Today is amazing, or today went smoothly, or I had a great day.
Okay.
Very good. Okay. 那我们今天学到什么呢？
Today's translations, we learned how to express ourselves better when somebody asks us how our day went. The first phrase, today was such an awesome day. You can also say, I had a joyful day. The second sentence, today was a good day for me. You can also say, my day went smoothly. I hope today you guys learned more phrases so you can express yourself better. KiWi later!